Okay, so here we've got a proper cool big bore 2-stroke enduro bike. So although it looks a little bit like Frankenstein's monster because of this tank, the tank's basically, it's an aftermarket tank, and someone's sprayed it black. Now I've done a little bit of scraping. This seems to have been rubbing against something in the container, so this side's naturally got a little bit rubbed off, and then I've scraped some of it away on the other side, and it actually looks not so bad underneath really, but really it would have had a traditional smaller tank with the rad scoops going forward, which would make the bike look a lot prettier. The other thing that would make the bike look a lot prettier would be if someone hadn't rattle canned the frame with everything in place. But yeah, this is a 1989 KTM 500 GS. So 500 GS is the flagship enduro model. So it's 500cc water-cooled 2-stroke enduro bike, which, I mean, the saying goes, there's no replacement for displacement, and definitely with enduro I would say that is the case, and I would think that this will be an absolutely fantastic enduro bike, and very, very, very capable, so long as you've got the correct hardware to hold on to it as you open it up, really. So I'm a little bit concerned about firing it up, but I do plan to fire it up and take it for a run around the garden, or the ranch, as someone had commented on one of my last YouTube videos. So yeah, she looks probably a bit worse than what she really is, in all honesty. Motor's got mega compression, selects all the gears, clutch is engaging and disengaging, forks which are upside downs, they look pretty good. The chrome's all fine. It's got damping in the shock, although they have sprayed the shock shaft as well, so you'd want to sort that out really. Brakes work, yeah, and she seems to be in reasonable condition, other than the sprayed tank and, you know, some of the cosmetics really, seat cover, seat foam, plastics and this, that and the other. Typical American style, what's happened is the bike has been left outside and the sun and the weather has basically just attacked it a little bit. It's not as bad as leaving them outside here, but it's not the best thing to do with them really. So just need a bit of a look over and a bit of sorting out, and really, you know, I would like to ride this bike minted up, because you don't see them very often at all. Very, very, very cool thing, and like I say, it'd be an amazing thing for trail riding or doing Vinduros, or even some modern enduros. I would reckon it would be a very, very capable bike, especially if you got it set up. I would expect that the power is a nice power, with just lots and lots and lots of torque, and then once you start opening it up, it's gonna really go, but it's not gonna be that really, really, really aggressive hit that you get off some of the motocross bikes. I wouldn't think anyway. I could be wrong. Anyway, let's have a closer look at her, and you can get a feel for the overall condition, and then we can get her fired up and run around the garden. So first of all, I'm just going to show you where I've scraped some of that black off that tank, and I only literally spent like 2 minutes doing that with just like a little gasket scraper. It was actually, and the black comes off easy, and then once you've got it down to that, then obviously a bit of sanding, just to make it better would be the right thing to do. Or alternatively, if you could get the right tank and rad scoops, that would be even better still. Now the next thing which I need to point out is the front wheel. Now I see all kinds of things here. Now this front wheel though is almost like it's as round as a 50p piece. It's a flat spot here, flat spot here, flat spot here. It's had a proper bang, that. I wonder I wonder what they hit. Quite amusing. The brake hardware and the hubs and everything, they're all the original KTM colour. Like I said, the forks, the chrome's good. The paint at the front of the frame is original, and then as we go further down here, you can see this is now not original. This has been sprayed red instead of like an off red orangey colour. Obviously KTM's are now orange, bright orange, but back then they were a bit more of a subtle reddy orange really. Seat needs recovering, probably a foam ideally. Rear mudguard or fender is cracked, so you'll need to change that. Silencer, probably once you take the spark arrestor off, is probably not so bad. The pipe is actually, other than a few of these dings in the front here, is actually not so bad. That would straighten out, and it fits the bike quite well. It's got a front mudguard brace on it, but I think it's been bent down at some point, so it's now holding the mudguard down a little bit. Very cool bike, very cool bike. I couldn't resist. I wasn't sure, and when I tapped on the clutch cover, I wasn't sure if it was magnesium. I couldn't see anywhere on it where it said it was magnesium, but I know earlier KTM's were definitely magnesium, so I took the water pump cover off, and it's absolutely immaculate in there. So I'm assuming that it's not magnesium, because I would assume that if it had been, it would have been corroded to death, but it's not. It's perfect condition. So that's all good. That is often a worry when you buy some of these bikes, that the water pump cover, the clutch cover is corroded badly, and then you either have to try and repair it with like JB Weld or something, or you have to try and find another one, which is often quite hard, and they're all pretty much corroded. So that's where they've sprayed the shock shaft and the shock. Nice job that they've done of that. You definitely want to be getting that off. Swing arm looks to be in good nick. Engine cases and everything look to be in good nick, and the kickstart is in good nick. The it's flipping tons and tons of compression. I'm probably more worried about actually trying to fire this bike up than potentially riding it, in all honesty. Don't want it to break my leg, really. That's the thing. Rear wheel has a couple of minor flat spots. I was going to see, is that a crack there? I don't think it's a crack, but it's a scratch. A couple of minor flat spots, but nothing anywhere near as bad as the front wheel. How bad's the front wheel on this side? Not as bad as the other side. So still not straight by any means, though. It's took a pretty big knock, or a pretty big few knocks anyway. I'm sure they came to a very sudden stop when they were going through that. Maybe they were trying to do some Erzberg stuff on it. So yeah, we're looking pretty good. It'd be a fantastic bike to own, especially if you do it up a bit. It'd be a fantastic bike to ride, I'm absolutely sure. Right, anyway, enough of waffling on. Let's see if we can get it fired up and see if we can ride it around the garden. and not kill myself on it. Lovely 500cc enduro bike. Engine sounds decent. It's a bit smoky. So maybe needs a bit of looking at. Choke's not working, and the carb and the choke adjuster to adjust the idle, that's not working either. So that needs a little bit of looking at. But other than that, silky smooth, lovely power, and goes good. Selects the gears. No complaints really. Decent bike. Please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just search Phoenix Motos.